guys, let's review Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which is the second Maleficent movie in the based on the 2014 Angelina Jolie movie, based on the Sleeping Beauty animated movie, which was, in my opinion, honestly, the first Maleficent was. Now, looking back with all of the live action remakes, which are essentially the same movie, as the other iterations, like say Lion King and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, they're all the same live action, just with a couple little things added to them. The Maleficent 2014 really did do a different thing, and it really didn't. It wasn't the same movie, and I really appreciated that. And going into this, I was kind of excited because I did enjoy the first Maleficent. I think the first Maleficent is really, really fun, and it's really goofy, and it's really silly. But they gave it such a charm to it. And going into Mistress of Evil, again, I was excited. And before I talk about the movie, I gotta get this out of the way. This should not be called Maleficent Mistress of Evil, because if you watch the first movie and if you watch this one, this isn't spoiling anything, Maleficent is not really that evil. She's just a misunderstood character, which they try to market that she's evil again, and I don't get why. So that out of the way, the plot of this movie is that it's kind of the first movie again, but a lot of different things, where Maleficent is, she is furious because Aurora is going to marry Prince Philip, and they've got Philip's family, and they've got her, Aurora, and Maleficent, who are family. So you realize that Philip's mother is the real villain of the movie, and that's not spoiling anything. It's in the trailers. Michelle Pfeiffer's character is the villain. Again, it shouldn't be called Mistress of Evil. That's the only annoyance I have with this. But in terms of that plot, that's the plot, and then it becomes a full war at the end of the movie because of misunderstandings, like the first one. But honestly, watching this movie, I was so entertained, just like the first one. I think this one, I don't know if I like to watch this one more than the first one. I've seen the first one a couple times and really enjoy it. I want to watch this one again. I'll definitely buy it whenever it comes on Blu-ray because I'm such a big Disney fan. And this one, with all the wackiness and with all the visuals, I thought that this was just a very incredibly memorable time. It's weird, it's memorable too, but everything else is just kind of basic plot story dialogue where there's a misunderstanding a million times. But I don't care because I was so entertained with these characters. I was so entertained with the visuals, with how insane the movie gets and just how silly it gets. It is so fun and over the top in a way where it gives it such an identity that I will remember this movie like I remember the first one. I don't know which one I like more. The first one had a lot of great moments too, but this one really was just so incredibly entertaining. There were so many funny moments and lines. Again, Angelina Jolie, I think, is really, really fun in this role. She's just she's over the top in a way where I feel like some people will be turned off by it. Some people will not like her and still don't like her after the first movie. And some people just don't like Angelina Jolie in the first place. But I like her in movies, and I think that she is great in these two movies, and I think she's got that type of over-the-topness that I think is so entertaining and fun, and it fits with the original Maleficent in a way. And again, people can argue that it doesn't, but for me it did. But Angelina Jolie, again, is really awesome in the movie. And Michelle Pfeiffer in this movie as the villain is awesome. I love Michelle Pfeiffer, and she's so hilarious and so fun in this movie. She is ridiculous. What she does in this movie, it's insane. Really, really like her. And Elle Fanning, again, who played Aurora in the first movie, is great. Again, I really like her a lot. I like that she brings so much with so little because, again, the dialogue is not anything to write home about. It's not dialogue that's great. It's just basic thing to have basic thing happen. So I think that she in particular is great. I really like her a lot. And the other actors are okay, but they're just not... Again, the dialogue doesn't do anything for anybody. But still, I really, really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed the action. I really enjoyed the characters. I really enjoyed the visuals. I really enjoyed the cheesy ridiculousness, which, again, for me, just made this movie memorable to me, just like the first one. And this also... In terms of Disney films being released this year theatrically, love Toy Story 4, and then we've got the live-action remakes, which are just the same. And I mean, I did enjoy some of them. I enjoyed Aladdin a lot. I thought Lion King was okay, but in terms of like originality this year for Disney movies and not just remakes, this one I think is more original, definitely in terms of like being in terms of this year's Disney films being released because it's not a reboot. Um, but of course, Toy Story 4 is my favorite one of these Disney movies um, that's been released, and I guess also Marvel too. I didn't even think about Marvel. Of course, Marvel had some great ones this year too, but like in terms of like the Bear Disney, not like the Marvel or the Star Wars that are been integrated in, like Disney and Pixar. This is I guess my third favorite movie of the year for Disney because of Toy Story 4, then Aladdin, then this, I guess, and then Lion King after that. If I had to pick and choose, like ranking these Disney movies from this year alone, and I think that's all. I don't remember were there any other Disney movies this year. I can't remember that I saw. I don't remember to be honest, but this one overall was so wacky and so fun and just so visually pleasing that I thought that this, again, like the first one, is such a fun time. Really, really enjoyed this one, despite people like looking at this from a logic standpoint or a quote unquote good movie standpoint. I know immediately that everybody would hate this movie or not like it, but I thought this was just so entertaining, so watchable, and so fun. So that's why I really enjoyed Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Besides the title's annoying, but I liked the movie a lot. I thought it was so entertaining. So that is my review on Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. And tell me down below if you guys have seen the movie. What do you think about it? And if you are seeing it, tell me if you're going to see it. So
Don't ruin my morning.